Here with tonight's feature winner for ISMA MSS, Mike McVetta. Mike, you won the battle, you won the war, you took it all home, lock, stock, and barrel. Talk us through the night and what led to it.
I don't even know what to say about tonight. You know, we unloaded with a huge oil leak. We thought we were done before we started, and man, the car was just so good. You know, fortunately we watered up pretty bad a couple weeks ago at Classic, but you know, I got a great group of guys behind me. We got it back together, and it doesn't seem like she skipped a beat. So it was just good. We could run where other people couldn't, and you know, that's I guess the secret of the success. Right?
I would say, I know I've mentioned in some of the other videos that going 3 wide here seems to be key. You went 3 wide early in a heat race. I saw that, so you were going for it even in the heat races. So
yeah. Well, whenever you start the number 1 and 2 in points side by side in the heat race, you're going to have a heck of a heat race. So we just did the best we could all night. Left it all on the table, and you know, we're fortunate when they came out on top.
Talk us about working through the field a little bit. I know you weren't too terribly far back, but you and Tyler just picked your way through the field. It seemed like you couldn't shake them, and then you finally got out front, and you were like, "Check, please," and you went by.
Yeah, you know, Tyler and I were beside each other, it seemed like all day. You know, we were 1 and 2 in practice. They started us side by side in the heat with how the qualifying worked, and then, you know, I started 8th, he started 10th in the feature. So we were, and Ordway was 7th. So, you know, the top 3 in points that all had a shot were all around each other. So it was all about, you know, conserving tires a little bit, you know, making sure the car was going to make it 100 laps, and then when the opportunity presented itself, you know, capitalize on it and go.
It seemed like it took a minute for like you guys to get a rhythm. It seemed like you'd get 10 or so laps, maybe caution, then you fire off caution, and then you know a little bit of a rate or a little bit of laps logged, and then another caution. Talk us about how that kind of might have throw you off rhythm or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly hate to see a caution because that means somebody had an issue, but, you know, starting towards the back, it's not necessarily a bad thing for you because you get a nice double file restart, and this car fires off so good. You know, Griff's engine's puts together a heck of an engine, and Engler tuned it up, and man, this thing rips on a restart. So, you know, every restart we were able to get a couple spots, and you know, we were able to get up to second and get on that front row and get some clean air. You know, you wouldn't think a little place like this clean air would matter, but man, it was night and day once we got to clean air, how good this car got.
I would say I keep hearing that people say that these cars are just so aero dependent with the way the top wing is. So that does make sense that, you know, once you get to that clean air, the cream rises to the top and you see all the weaknesses in cars.
Yeah, and it's not just supers. You know, I've run some 410 sprint car stuff, and it was kind of the same way, maybe even worse. But yeah, it's all about whenever you get that opportunity, making the most of it. And we were fortunate enough that, you know, we didn't get bottled up on any restarts, and we were able to make some moves and go forward.
Any races stick out to you in particular from the season that, you know, maybe it was you had the win in Berlin, I believe, or you know, maybe a night where it didn't quite go your way, but you know, you eventually scrambled back for like a second or a third. Anything stick out besides, clearly, you know, tonight's going to be the night you remember, but any other nights?
Yeah, certainly, you know, Berlin, I don't remember where we started, 7th or 8th, we were in the back there, and I think we were able to lap up to 4th, so we were really, really good at Berlin. You know, tonight was memorable. If you look at my history at Oswego Speedway, we went there and we run second, which normally ends on the foam. So, you know, really good run for us there. Yeah, those 3 really stick out to me. Other than the heartbreaks, we had a heartbreak at the High Miler. We had an engine get really hot and had to pull off, and at Lee we lost a magneto, you know, trying to pass for the lead. But you know, we were hoping not to be in the situation where we were fighting for a championship. Every little point mattered the last race, but that's where we ended up, and great group behind me, we were able to make it happen.
Who would you like to thank that helped you get to, you know, the victory lanes and the championship this year behind the car? I know we've got, you know, the car is practically littered in stickers. So, you know, whoever you want to thank.
Yeah, you know, Perfection Fabricator's been with me for 25 years. You know, they've been a rock of this organization, a huge supporter of us. We were able to pick up Trustworks last summer. They've been a big supporter. My buddies with the Fourth Turn Crazies, you gotta love them. I can hear them in the car yelling so loud. Gary's Body Shop does a great job making this thing look mint every week, even whenever I smash it up. You know, just my guys, you know, Kevin's there every week, you know, in the shop working on a car. Doug does a great job with tires. You know, my mom and dad, they got me started in this when I was 9. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here, you know, you could say, but, you know, they really gave me the drive to do this, and, you know, my wife puts up with so much time with me in the shop, you know, getting this thing ready every week. It's a family operation, so, you know, I can't thank them enough.
Kids still racing? Because it was last year that you were kind of a little sporadic with the...
Yeah, so initially we were only going to run 5 or 6 races this year with the Super, and you know, they had some challenges, and we decided to scale back a little bit on their racing, and that opened up some weekends to run the full schedule, and
kind of worked out in the long run.
Yeah, it really worked out good for me, and you know, the kids are doing awesome every race, so you know, it's awesome to see them, you know, mature and get better every week. So
what it sounded like you were planning on going on to Caraway. Any other races besides Caraway for the end of the year?
That's it. You know, I wish they didn't schedule Vegas on top of Caraway. We might consider running out there, but
they did
it's
schedule
the same day, so you know, the math says go to Caraway. Yeah, no, we would love to go out there and run with them, but you know, it's tough when it pays twice as much to stay way closer.
No, that's fair enough. So at that point, we're still going to be doing what? ISMA mainly for 2026? We're going to try to get to Oswego a little bit more often, finally get that win there. What are we trying to do for plans for 2026?
There is nothing I want more than a win at Oswego Speedway. Wing, non-wing, doesn't matter. There's nothing I want more. But honestly, I don't know what 26 holds for us. It's going to depend, you know, what the kids' racing schedule lays out like versus mine, and, you know, we'll assess it at the beginning of the year and make a plan and go for it.
Awesome. Well, congrats again on the win, the championship, you know, everything for this year. I'm gonna show the trophy here. A pretty big trophy.
Spot on. Love this place.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.